Welcome back, my name's Steve and thank you for joining me on my photography journey. Today I want to do something a bit different, and you may have noticed over the last few weeks or months things have changed a little bit behind me. I am trying to make a bit more of an effort with my background for the different shots that we've got here. I've been in this space for about a year now and I'm starting to learn what I like, what I don't like, and how I can best make my videos as entertaining, as interesting as possible, but without trying to distract from what I'm talking about. So I actually think that some bits in my background are a bit boring, like this big empty space next to me. So what I want to do is I want to change this. I want to try and get some pictures of mine up on the wall so that I can show off some of my photography. And I just want my set to be a little bit more interesting. I need to take into account the different camera angles that I use. I've managed to get my desk where I want it. I've got that set up now. I've got the wall, the first coat of paint on the wall, so that looks quite nice. Now I just need to personalize it a little bit more, give it some interest. And one thing that I really want to do is show off some of my photography on that wall so that you can see it in these videos. I'll break this all down into different stages, so I'll bring you along with me as I do it. So the first step will be to clear this wall behind me, make sure that the painting is all okay, and then we can measure, see what it's like, and go from there as to what picture or pictures we put up there and what frames we've got, where we get the pictures from, if there's anything else that I want to go up in the background, and we'll take it step by step. So let's get on with taking this down. I've got my tools, so let's get on with it. And now you can see we have a blank wall. So this is my normal shot. So this is the kind of view that I want to be able to still keep and to still make sure that there's something of interest in the background, because what I don't want to have is just a completely boring background and nothing there at all. I also don't want it to be completely overdone with pictures or things that take people's interest away from me, basically. So I need to find that sweet spot. I also want to be able to zoom in like this and then still have something of interest in the background. And I also want to be able to have a second angle over here that can see me and can have a good view of what's going on in the background as well. So this is angle 1, and sometimes I'll crop in on this. And then this is angle 2, and again, sometimes I'll crop in on this. So I need to make sure that all of these shots have got something of interest in the background, but nothing too much that takes it all away. So I need to do some thinking about this. I've got these frames, which are nice, boring frames. Black with the white outline, with the white border, which I think will work quite well. So going to try and put some of those up with some of my pictures in there. So this is very much a work in progress, as you can tell. I've taken some inspiration from various other YouTube channels that I actually watch. Some of the different sets that are out there for similar kinds of channels, whether it's photo, technology, video, that kind of thing. I want something that is quite interesting. I also need to decide whether to put a pegboard back up there or whether a shelf might be quite useful. Depends what the shot looks like and what I can fit in there without making things look far too overcrowded. The colour of paint that I've used is from a company called Little Green, and it's called Scree. And it's just a nice dark, well, it's actually not too dark. It's a nice grey colour, and I think it suits this room very well. Goes with the colours of my desk. Just need to make it work on my set. Something that is a little bit annoying is this little corner of my room. That's the ceiling. I'm in my loft, so I have a sloping ceiling on this side, and that is what you can see in the top corner there. So I'm kind of tempted to paint that, or make sure that I can move my shot slightly so that you don't see that so much, because it kind of distracts me for sure. And as you can tell, I need to make sure it works for different microphones as well, because my wireless microphone ran out of battery this morning, so that's why I'm back on my Sansom Q9U, which I really do enjoy using and should probably use a bit more. If you have any suggestions of what I can do with my walls, then don't forget to let me know in the comments below. And one thing that I need to get is a blackout blind for this window up here because it is far too bright. And as you can tell, as soon as the sun goes behind a cloud, which it does tend to do in the UK, that's when the shot really changes. And at the moment, I've got nothing over the top of it. I usually manage to block it out a bit, but I think I need a proper blackout blind and to sort out my lighting in this room to make this background all worthwhile, to make this set as useful as possible, whatever the time of day, whatever the season, and whether there's sunshine or not. Well, there we go. So things look a little bit different now. So after a couple of days of hard work, managed to get this chest of drawers in, which is good for storage, and I can put a lamp on top of it to make things a little bit more interesting over that side, as well as the lenses I'm not using. I've got this picture frame up here, which will have one of my pictures in, another one on this side, and yes, the pegboard is back behind me as well. So next up, I'll be choosing something to go in those picture frames, but that's for another week, so we can pick that up again another time. I'm really pleased with how things are looking. I've changed my lighting slightly in here, so it's not quite as dark. It's more cozy, I would probably describe it as, which is probably how I have my office most of the time, to be honest. So this is a bit more me. So I just need to get those pictures up in order to make things a bit more personalized, and things will adapt and change as we go on. One of the things that you might see change over time is the pegboard behind me. I'll need to figure out what's best to have up there, both from a looking good in the shot point of view, but also from a practical point of view, because there's things that I want to have easy access to, so I'll make sure that they're up there. But otherwise, I kind of want it to look good in the shot as well. But I am aware that I'm sat right in front of it, so that kind of hides it a bit. When you see things from a slightly different angle, that you would notice a difference with it. And then we've also got the second angle, which is over here. So it's not the best angle, I don't think, but I think it's quite useful for some things where I want to demonstrate things a bit more here, or just to add a little bit of interest rather than always looking this way. I can have this one at the side here as well. I obviously need to do a bit of work in those frames behind me. More pictures are needed there. And then the other thing is that I've got this door here. So I don't know whether that's open, closed, or where it's best to have that. So that's something that we'll figure out as well. But for now, I think these two angles work quite well, and that's good enough for me. So I'm really pleased with the hard work that I put in over the last few days. I think my office is looking a lot better, both in terms of the set for my YouTube videos, but also my office as a whole. The lighting's a bit better, my organization is a bit better, so I can actually get to things that I want to. Other than that, I need to get back to choosing something to go in those picture frames. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you again next week on my photography journey. So have a great week. Bye.